Yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay, welcome to Sunday Qigong. All right. It's been a very, very cold day here in South Africa. So I plan to do some chi massage just to warm up before we go to the beginning, the first 6 moves of Taichi Shibashi Qigong, which means basically the 18 moves together, which is a set that was put together in the 1970s by a Chinese medical doctor, okay, to move all your joints and to activate all your meridians. So we'll be practicing that later on. But just to start off with, because it's been cold, and Qigong means Qi is energy and Gong is skill and work. So we work with our energy skillfully. So when it's warm, we actually want to get our energy moving, our energy, our blood, our nerve pathways, our biomagnetic field. We wake it up. So just giving a good rub. Hands, other side, going up to your elbows and to shoulders and shake it out. All right. And from there, we're going to go to knocking where the ribs join onto the breastbone. Just with your fingers, you can knock there up and down. And we're awakening energy in the chest. We're mobilizing those little joints. If it's been very cold, your muscles might be really tight. And if your little intercostal muscles are tight, you're not going to be able to breathe really freely. So this is going to loosen up the muscles, loosen up the joints up and down. And we also hold a lot of emotional tension here. It's a very good way of releasing that emotional tension as well. Just breathing deeply in and out through the nose. Pectoral muscles are attaching here. And now we open one arm and we knock just under the clavicle, just under your collarbone, where your big pectoral muscles are attaching here, up and down. And then we knock all the way down the arm, just waking blood flow up, waking the meridians up, turn your arm over and come up the back all the way to the trapezius and give it a nice knock there. And we're going to do that 3 times. We start just under the clavicle where there's a little hollow. We call it shoulder nest. And that's where your first and second lung are. First and second lung points are. And down we go again. Turn over, back you come, right to your last neck vertebra, which is often a bit stiff. Give it a little bit of a knock and the last one down. Turn and come back. Shake it out. And back to the other side. Hold the arm out, knocking under your clavicle. Take a deep breath in, out through your mouth. In through the nose. When breathing out through the mouth, we clear the lungs, we clear the energy. Same thing here, knocking up and down. All the meridians in the body either end or begin in the fingers and the toes. So when we're doing this, we're just getting a nice energetic flow through those meridians, down. And remember to come up to your trapezius here again. Go. And shake it out. Good. All right. Feet on the ground. Feel them rooted into the ground. Feel your heels, side of the foot, front of the foot, and all the balls of your toes. As if they're rooting into the ground. They're soft ankles, soft knees. Drop your tailbone. And then let your spine be long. Tuck your chin in. Little star string holding your head up here. And bring your shoulders up to your ears and drop them. Relax there. A little bit of space in the axilla and a little bit of space between your legs, as if you're riding like a really skinny horse, okay? So in this position, let's think about our shoulders. Roll them all the way up and all the way down. And you're focusing on the movement of your scapula, those shoulder blades, as they ride up and down over the ribs at the back of your chest wall. So when your shoulder moves, you're moving through with your humerus, your long bone at the shoulder, but It's also very important that you have good movement of the shoulder blade itself. Otherwise, you lose movement there. Other way around, bring it up and forwards, up and forwards. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Good. Let's have a little hello to your head. Just we forget about our head and our face. So like raindrops falling on your skull here. Got a big vein at the top of your head, taking all the old blood out of the head back to the heart. Stimulate a little bit there. Coming right around the back of your head, up and down. Back onto your forehead. On your forehead. Sides of your eyes, underneath your eyes. That's it. Cheeks. On your big jaw muscle, chin. Grab hold of your ears and give your ears a little pinch. Lots of acupuncture points in the ears. Your vagus nerve coming to the ear as well. So if you're looking for a little bit of extra calm, it's very good to do some massage of your ears here. Knock on the back of the scalp as the skull joins onto your neck. And then just give your neck a little bit of pull from side to side. Okay, check it out. Good. All right. Let's think about the back. Knocking up and down over your kidneys. When we knock over here, we're knocking over the kidneys, but also your adrenal glands. Your adrenal glands are going to be producing your adrenaline and cortisol, which people think is bad, but we need it for our daytime so that we're energized. So this is an area you'd knock in the daytime, but you wouldn't necessarily knock just before you went to sleep at nighttime, okay? Just to wake you up. Or if you're already sleeping in the middle of the day, you'd go up and down there. From there, down your bottom, down the back of your legs, all the way down, you're now following the bladder meridian over the feet and then up the inside of the legs. That's your kidney meridian. So go down the bladder, down you go. Just carry on, you go away. And up you come. And down. Up you come. And into the groin, okay? These points, and let your legs bend every time you knock. There you go. Let your knees go outwards, not inwards when you do that. And this is called your hua. It's called the gates of the legs. So when we're sitting a lot, we're often blocking this area in your big femoral artery and vein and passing through this area. So this really helps to get your circulation flowing very well. And remember, we're doing this here because we're in what is supposed to be spring, but every now and again we get deep winter for a couple of hours. All right, on just below your belly button, just a loose fist. Feel as if your fist is bouncing off your muscles. So you can have a little bit of contraction of your tummy muscles there. And then solar plexus up here. And then down just below. Little point called the sea of energy. And relax. Okay, so that's what we call Qi massage. And in Qigong, Qi massage is an integral part of Chinese medicine, and certainly Qigong as well. Feet a little bit wider. Again, we're always working with that soft, bouncy posture. And we're going to look at enlivening the spine. We're first thinking about rotating the spine. And we don't want to break that rotation. We don't want you to go and turn that way. So we want a straight spine so that this little shoulder nest area that we started knocking here is kind of in line with the groin area. So the quad and the shoulder nest are roughly in line. And now we get a really nice rotation going through your spinal joints from your hips all the way to your head. Just easy breathing, and your arms are like a rag doll. Because you're turning, your arms start to swing as well. but it's your body that's initiating the movement. And as we go, we're going to allow that one arm to come up and just knock below your navel, okay? And this is what we call a yang exercise to wake you up, okay? Good morning stuff, good afternoon stuff, feeling a bit sleepy. We're knocking over those adrenal glands, okay? Bringing some nice juice into the body there. And the point in front is called the sea of energy, just below the navel there. And that's where your big aorta goes and your big vein coming up to the heart. So you're really helping the blood to flow. You can keep on knocking the back hand, the back, but the front hand is going to come up to shoulder nest, just below the collarbone. There you go. And keep your rotation through the spine. Keep your head lifted, tailbone dropped. One hand over your trapezius, the angle of the neck. This is where we hold a lot of tension. Good. Give a nice hard slap. It's nice and warm. Been standing in the snow in the station waiting for a train. This is what you want to do. You're not going to do it in Hawaii when it's really, really hot, because you choose to do something else then. Shoulder nest. And back to sea of energy in front and Ming Men at the back. And relaxed. Everything. So we're looking at the spine. All our organs are attached to the spine. Spine is a very, very important part of our body. So we've rotated it. So let's do a little bit of side movement. We're going to pick cherries. Stretch up and stretch. And when you stretch, you go straight but not straight. You always a little bit of softness in your arm. And you're wanting to feel that you're opening the space between your last ribs and the top of your pelvis. And as you get older, that space gets smaller and smaller until you're really old and the ribs are scraping on your pelvis. So this is a good move to do. The same time we're stretching the muscles of the back up on one side and down on the other. So you get a very nice diagonal stretch through your little short lumbar muscles. Breathing in, stretch, and slowly so your fascia can stretch. Stretch and stretch, stretch, and relax. Okay, what about a side movement of the spine? We're going to move the body like a river. So you open your legs out a little bit here. Sink back as if you're going to sit on a bar stool. Your knees shouldn't go past your toes, and your knees are going slightly out. And you just go as far as is comfortable for you. Okay, hands on your thighs. And you move to the one side, so moving your hip, your shoulder, and then your head. Kind of swing it around, hip, shoulder, head, hip, shoulder, head. And if you live near the Atlantic Ocean, you can think about the way the kelp sways as the wave goes through the kelp forest. Just keep it very soft and continuous, the movement. Breathing in to one side, breathing out to the other side. Feel that you're bending through the neck as well, because very often we're quite good at side bending the lumbar spine, but by the time we get to the neck is really stiff. So allow your neck to really soften. It's the last part of your spine to move. Give it its own special place to be aware of how you're feeling when you're doing that. And now we can come up a little bit, and it's as if you're now pushing through the water. And when we do the sideways bend, we're thinking about the thoracic spine. So that's a part of the spine the ribs are attached to. Because it's attached to the ribs, it's often a lot stiffer. I feel as if you're really pushing against the current. Over. and relax. So we'll do one more exercise looking at the spine, and that's going to be where the spine is going forwards and backwards. And we're calling this backwards and forwards. There we go. Okay, so if you look at where my spine is bending, I'm opening the chest, opening my heart to the sky kind of thing over there. But my elbows are coming back, so I'm stretching through your little pec minor muscle. And when I go forwards, I bring them together, and I'm not hinging at the hips there, I'm hinging at the waist. So I'm getting a round back here. So we don't often think about opening the back of your chest. We think about opening the front of your chest. But when you do this, you're opening the back. So this is called spinal cord breathing. And as we breathe deeply and we bend the spine, we help to nourish the whole central nervous system because you're moving the cerebrospinal fluid, and that's what your brain floats in and what covers all your spinal nerves. So do this with an in-breath through the nose, and do it with an out-breath through the nose if you can. Breathe in, open, 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 open. You can let your tailbone come out like a duck there. When you come forwards, tuck your tailbone in. Breathing in. And breathing out. Now let's open up to the side. So nice opening of your rib angle and come back forwards. Open to the side. And come back forwards. Relax. Good. Shake it out a little bit. All right. So we are going to start with our Taichi Shibashi Qigong, 18 forms. And it's not really Tai Chi, but it's influenced by Tai Chi. But so it means it's a little bit more accurate than just Qigong, is much more floaty. So if we start a Qigong session, we'll do it like this. You think you've got your left foot, left hand, you open and you step out. And that's the beginning of your Tai Chi. And then left hand covered by right hand is a formal greeting. It's like we come in peace and respect, and hands down. So the first form we did is Tai Chi opening. And here we float the hands forwards just as far as your shoulders, and then float down. Feel your feet are rooted. This is an in-breath through the nose. Your hands come down last. You can imagine you're actually holding ribbons in your hand. They're floating in the breeze. Feel that your body is lengthening as you come up, and that it is sinking as you go down. So it's almost as if you're stretching the fascia throughout your body, and your arms are following your body. And we talk about moving effortlessly. These are now forms where we began with harder stuff, which is some more warm-ups, and this is very soft, floating, continuous movement, okay? So that would be your first form. And then the second one is going to move straight on from this. It's called broadening the chest. So come up, hands face each other, and we open. You open not too far over because you want your centers of the palms to still be in kind of a biomagnetic contact. So if I go there, I break that contact. And this is a very strong posture in Qigong and Tai Chi. Rounded through here, around the back and to here. Very good posture. So we're going to, this point in the center is a very strong acupuncture point called Lao Gong, which means the palace of toil, palace of work. And we know that because we do a lot of work with our hands. So it's going to be a breath in, a breath in, a breath out, the same out and same in. See if you can do that. So rising up, breathing in and opening and closing and closing. Breathing in, carry on with your in, breathing out, breathing out. Let's do one more, breathing in breathing in, breathing out, and breathing out. And from there we'd go straight into the third form, and you take your hand as if it's going around a ball, around a big wheel, till the center of your palm is facing towards the center of your head. Okay? The other hand is going to come out the level of the shoulder, and the hand is going to turn your head to look at the center of your hand there. The leg on the same side as where the hand is over your head, that is where your weight is. So then shift your weight to the other side. You're not bending through your body. This is working the top part of your body, and you turn to look at your hand. And one hand facing the top of your head, turn to look at your other hand. This is called dancing with rainbows. So imagine you're holding a rainbow. Okay? Breathing into one side, breathing out to the other side. Just sinking your knees a little bit, feeling that weight shift to the hand that's over the head, weight shift to the hand that's over the head, weight shift. When we do this as a set, we repeat each of these movements 6 times. Okay, from there we would come down, crossing the palms. These are called the gates of the arms. Okay, so about 3 fingers down from the wrist. We won't touch the palms together there or the arms together. There's a little space. But they're opposite each other there. And from there, we've got a movement that says separating the clouds. And you can come back. Change the bottom hand each time. Change, separate the clouds. So imagine, we visualize a lot in Qigong. So imagine you are actually separating the clouds or parting the clouds. This could be the clouds in the sky, could be the clouds in your emotions. There's emotions a little bit foggy, you want to open them up, or just spreading the love, whatever it is. Just give yourself something that feels good for you. So where's the in-breath? The in-breath is as you go forward. So in-breath, out-breath, in-breath, out-breath, in-breath as you step forwards, out-breath as you come back, in-breath, out-breath as you come back, in-breath, out-breath as you come back. You hold a chi ball. We often talk about holding a chi ball, holding this ball of energy. So this next one is called turning the waist and twisting the palm. What I'm going to be doing is the bottom hand is going to go behind me. So the bottom hand is going to go behind. And I'm going to look at the backhand as it's the bottom hand, backhand. I'm going to look at it. And then as it comes forwards past my head, this front hand, I'm going to turn the wrist so I hold a ball again. Okay? I've got that ball between your hands, and the bottom hand's going to go back. Look at it. You turn, and as it comes forwards, you want to hold the ball, so that hand's going to twist and you're going to hold the ball again. There you go. This is an in-breath. Turn, lift your spine up as you're turning it, and hold your ball as you come back. Beautiful. And open up and coming back. This is actually a form that we do for the liver, clearing the liver, coming back. So we talk a lot about the different organs when we do Qigong, coming back. And then we'll just do one more here. And then our 6th move that we're going to do today is called rowing the boat. So your hands are going to come up over your head and row the boat, sinking your knees, rowing that boat to the center of the lake, wherever you want to row it. Just imagine it. Very gently, very slowly, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. We'll do another 3. Breathing in, breathing out. Last one, breathing in, breathing out, and just bring your hands one hand across the other, sort of interlace your thumbs there to the belly, and let your feet come a little bit closer together, and just stand for a few moments there. So the 18 forms, when you get to know them, you can do in a period of about 20 minutes. And it's one of the most practiced Qigong forms in the whole world. Millions of people do it every single day, okay, when they get up in the morning or whenever it is. So let's just finish off with, we call pulling down the heavens, opening arms, and just clearing any kind of roughness that might have come up while you have been doing. So just do 3 of these, 2, and 1 more. Last one, up and down. Right, so each week we're adding an extra 3 until we get to the 18. I'm going to finish off today with black turtle form, okay? So black turtle was a constellation of skies, constellation of stars up in the sky, okay? Because the old Chinese noticed how in each season there were different constellations, you know, like we have the 7 sisters and Orion, but these were different animals. So there was turtle, there was tiger, there was yellow snake, all these things. But black turtle was a black turtle warrior, and he came up in the winter. And the black turtle symbolizes endurance, being able to move slowly through and gracefully through any kind of hardship or negativity. So it's really nice for the winter times, which sometimes can be really long. So with the turtle, we need to be turtle-like, so we need to be able to round our back so that our shell can fit on. So this is actually quite nice to do as a warm-up, taking your hands open here and then rolling forwards, dropping your head forwards, but also tucking your tailbone under at the same time. So we think of black turtle. Turtle and tortoise in Chinese are kind of actually the same name. And then we also think about the little paddle feet. Okay, they've got these little paddle feet. Just let your feet, just your little paddles out there. And then you also got little hand paddles as well. And apparently turtles, when they see each other, they often wave their hands at each other and they hit their faces together. So you can just try a little bit of that. Or just get into the turtle mode. Okay. All right, so we're going to do two moves. The first one is turtle entering from the water, is coming out of the water. He emerges from the water, and the other one is turtle going into his shell. You want to go into a lunge position, so 1 foot in front of the other, and just get a position that is easy for you to go backwards and forwards there, okay? Bending the back knee as you go back there. Just be comfortable. And here's little turtle's feet. And as if you're on a piece of driftwood and you're drifting back, and then turtle comes forwards and he lifts his chin out of the water. Back. We'll do 6 of these. 3, 2, 3. Coming back. Lifting your chin out as you come out of the water. Back. Forwards, out of the water. Down and bring, change sides. Lunge on the other side. First, try your lunge out. In this posture, you have still got your tailbone dropped down and your shoulders slightly forwards. And you almost feel as if your pelvis is tilted up enough in front so that you could hold a ball in here or a pearl, okay? Pelvis in Greek means basin, wash hand basin. So you don't want all the water to pour out. You're keeping the water in. Okay, so we're going to glide your hands back, your little paws back, and then come out of the water and glide back. Take your weight back. Come out of the water. 3. Back out of the water. 4. Back. Last one. Come out of the water. Right. Now we're going to feel your turtle shell. So Hands in front of your little soft turtle belly. Remember, the shell is a protection. So you're building up your protection. You're building up an inner strength and stability and endurance. And you know you've got the shell of protection. And a lot of moves in Qigong, we talk about this area being your circle of immunity. And you know, during COVID, no one was allowed to come closer than this, okay? And this is like, people only come this close to you if you let them come. They have to be invited. Can't just step into this place, okay? But that works for emotional immunity, but also, you know, pathological immunity as well. So here's your turtle shell. You're going to put your sitting on your back, and you take your hands. You want to feel the outer side of your shell all the way up, and then feel down your shell. It's a space of safety, protection. You can close your eyes. You can imagine the roughness of your shell. It might be a very smooth shell. It might be a really rough shell. Maybe it's feeling warm because it's baked in the sun, or maybe it's a bit cold because you've been in the shade. Is it wet or dry? You might feel as you go up and down each time that your shell is actually becoming bigger. Your immune space is actually becoming stronger. Just do one more. The turtle entering his shell, and now you have to open your eyes and have a look what I'm doing, because turtle is going to go into his shell, is going to bend his knees, and your hands are going down, and they're going to go head down, and your hands right up behind you. Okay, so you've got your little paddle feet at the bottom and your paddle hands at the top, and you hold this position inside your shell, all safe and comfortable. And then slowly push up from your feet through your knees all the way up until you're standing. Slowly come up. And we're just finished with feeling gravity as your hands come up, the force of gravity. Open your hands to nature at the side, and then going up towards the stars. We're living between the heavens and the earth, with the trees and nature all around us, animals and people. And pop your hands just below your belly, feet together, and just a couple of seconds, something called bamboo in the wind. So we just settle here after all the work we've done and the flows we've done, and just notice how your body feels. Just notice how your balance changes from one foot to the other. Notice any sounds around you. Allow your face to soften. Put a space between your eyebrows. Temperature of the air in your skin. And slowly let your hands drop. Open your eyes. And thank you for joining us for Qigong.